What's up, guys, and welcome to my review for Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. This is the prequel to Mad Max Fury Road and is once again directed by George Miller, and Anya Taylor-Joy plays Furiosa. Now, this movie has been getting a lot of buzz, and I was very excited to see it. I believe it was in my list for the top 10 most anticipated movies of 2024. And, the trailers looked great. So finally, I was able to see this in theaters. And wow, this movie kind of blew me away. The direction from George Miller is, just like Mad Max Fury Road, is so hyperactive. I mean, it's pretty incredible. I mean, the cinematography, just the way the camera moves, and just how much energy that you can feel behind the camera is really astonishing, and it's really well done. And this is a very well made film. Now, the visual effects didn't always land for me. I would say maybe 75% of the time the effects look great. All the practical stuff looked great. 25% of it looked very noticeable. Particularly, a lot of the green screen and backgrounds looked pretty noticeable. And the runtime to this is like 2 minutes longer than Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is also in theaters now. And, this movie, you feel the runtime. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I didn't feel the runtime. With this, I would say I loved the first 20 minutes. I was kind of blown away by the first 20 minutes, and the last like 45 minutes I thought were great. But all the stuff in the middle, I didn't dislike it, but it sort of detracted from the main story of Furiosa herself, and it got more into, the sort of politics of it all. And there was just a lot of stuff I feel like could have been cut from the middle of the film. There's a sequence where someone's attached to all their limbs are attached to ropes, which are attached to different motorcycles. And, that whole sequence I feel like could have been cut from the film. There's just a bunch of stuff that I feel like could have been cut or shaved down. There's no reason this movie needed to be almost 2.5 hours long. I believe Mad Max Fury Road is 2 hours and 10, 15 minutes, something like that, with credits. And that movie flew really well. The pace of that was really well. And I didn't rewatch that leading up to me seeing this. So now, after seeing this, I'm definitely going to rewatch Fury Road and probably have a new appreciation for it, even though I thought that movie was pretty great going into it. So the way that this movie kind of connects itself to Fury Road, and the way that it's sort of like, how at the end of Rogue One, it kind of connects like a puzzle piece to the beginning of Star Wars: A New Hope. Well, it's kind of very similar. I feel like this movie, the end of this movie, kind of connects like a puzzle piece to the start of Fury Road. Now, Anya Taylor-Joy as Furiosa is great. She doesn't have a lot to say. She doesn't have a lot of dialogue in the film, but she's extremely expressive. I mean, with her performance, and you get invested into her, because of her sort of physical performance. So she was very good in the film, and you don't even really see her until an hour into it. This movie takes place over like 15 years, so we see Furiosa as a kid, and then how she sort of grows up and what she goes through, and then, this is ultimately a story of revenge. If you've seen the trailer, she says, "I want them back. I want them back." Well, what does she want back? You have to watch the movie to find out. But Chris Hemsworth is Dementus in this, and he is insane in this film. I loved his performance in this movie. The first time you see him and he starts talking, I'm like, okay, give this guy an Oscar. And George Miller, man, he could make films like this, Mad Max Fury Road, these big action films, and do a great job. But then he can also direct films like Happy Feet and 3,000 Years of Longing, and just kind of, especially with 3,000 Years of Longing, just do his own thing and just make a movie that he wants to make and not really care about anything else, which I thought that movie was really weird. Him as a director, he's just one of the most unique directors out there. And he's done an excellent job with this movie. And in the end of the day, look, I liked it a lot. I didn't love it. I thought it was great, though. I thought it was great. That was really well done. The middle portion of it, I felt like could have been cut down, shaved down a lot. The movie probably could have been the same runtime as Fury Road. So, other than that, that was great. Some of the visual effects didn't work, but I was invested in the story. I cared about it, and you feel satisfied by the end. And go see this on the biggest screen possible. I saw this in Cinemark XD, and you know, you need to see this with the best sound system on the biggest screen possible because the cinematography is really something else, and the visuals are really extreme, and they're really incredible, and the sound is really incredible. So if you can, see this in a premium formatted theater. So I'm going to give Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, 4 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. Thought it was great, but at the end of the day, I didn't love it because it does feel a little too long, and there was just some things that didn't work for me. So, guys, comment down below. Do you plan on seeing this film? It's in theaters now. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, and we've got a bunch of reviews up on the channel now for films like The Fall Guy, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and more. And we got reviews for Civil War, The First Omen, coming for you guys soon, so come on back, check that out. And guys, you can also follow me on Twitter and or X at Ranking72, and Instagram and TikTok at KingOfRises131. That's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. And until next time, over and out.